that end. All righty, Bill. Back here in New York, a Montana judge is coming under fire for his controversial comments about a teenage rape victim who later committed suicide. It's a horrible story. And the remarks that came from Judge Todd Baugh after he sentenced a former teacher to 30 days in prison for raping the 14-year-old student. He said the victim was, quote, older than her chronological age, and that she was as much in control of the situation as the 54-year-old teacher. The judge did offer an apology after widespread criticism. There was a protest online. He said basically that what he meant to say didn't come out the way he meant to say it.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the Rambo sentencing, I made some references to the victim's age and control. I'm not sure just what I was attempting to say at that point, but it didn't come out correct. What I said was demeaning to all women, not what I believe in, and irrelevant to the sentencing. I owe all of our fellow citizens an apology.
So there's that. To add to the mix in this story, and I'm joined now by Jamu Green, a Fox News contributor, and Michael Graham, talk show host on Boston Herald Radio. Welcome to both of you. This is an awful and very, very sad story about a 14-year-old girl who, was in a relationship of sorts with this 54-year-old teacher, which is completely illegal and constitutes rape. Jamu, what do you make of this?
You're right, it is illegal, and young girls, teenagers, cannot give consent to adults. Bottom line, it's sickening. But I think, Marcia, as my friend Joanne, as my friend Joanne Bamberger writes in USA Today, that today's sexualized images of young teens and girls is actually warping how judges and others view real-life victims of rape and assault. But what this boils down to me is this is like an American judicial system sanctioned honor killing. We talk about Sharia law. We talk about victim blaming that goes on in Muslim societies. This is in Montana, where a woman killed herself. This judge should not just have apologized. He needs to resign. If he doesn't resign, he needs to be defeated.
Yeah, it's an awful, awful situation all around. And the columnist that you referred to makes an interesting point in all of this. Michael, what do you think?
Well, as the father of a teenage daughter who unfortunately at 14 and 15 looked like she was 25 and 26, this is, I'm terrified at the way that men look at young girls. I'm also, and I'm also terrified at the way young girls are sexualized. Having said that, I don't care if this poor 14-year-old girl came to class full-on Miley Cyrus with a foam finger in her hand doing twerking. The responsibility has to be on the adult. It has to be. Society won't work any other way. And this judge, what the hell is he? I don't even know what I was trying to say. He knows exactly what he was trying to say. He wanted to say that she was essentially asking for it. He was delivering a ruling from the Whoopi Goldberg, it's not rape school of law. And he knows he can't say that again, so now he's trying to hide from his own words.
Yeah, I mean, but, the tragedy beyond the obvious tragedy of this child's life, which is the worst part of all of this, is that he sentenced this guy to 30 days in jail. Basically they suspended all of the sentence and then another day off of the 31-day sentence that he somehow unbelievably ended up with. And he ended up with 30 days in jail. And his attorney says, it's been very rough on him because now he's labeled a sex offender and all of this. And then he was reprimanded again because he had an underage person visit him. It was a family member. I mean, give me a break. This is a mess, Jamu.
And Martha, this was not the first time. He was a sexual predator that his school district was aware and had warned him in the past to stay away from these young girls. How was he even teaching still to begin with? If you're going to get a warning like that, that warning needs to come with your pink slip. And I know the school settled with her parents and gave her a settlement. But again, we have to understand that how this decision came down, I think, comes from when you're seeing things like 16 and Pregnant on MTV, and this judge, sees these types of sexualized images of teens. It warped his mind, and that's not an excuse.
There's a lot of warping of our minds. There's no doubt about it. Thank you so much, you guys. We're going to look more into this story. Thank you, Michael Graham, and thank you, Jamu Green.
Thanks, Martha.
See you guys.
Thanks, Martha.